What's up, everybody? No Cowboys practice today. Welcome to Jeff Day 2 at the Best Western. Day 2? Day 3? Day 2? Last night at the Best Western before we move into the Airbnb. Welcome to beautiful Oxnard, California. So we do not have a practice today. The Cowboys aren't doing anything today. And I've been watching track and field, but now they ran the 100, and it's time to churn out some Cowboys content. And then we'll move on with the day. And then tomorrow they'll practice. And we'll be back to the usual tings. So come on in and get you some. I saw my buddy Calvin Watkins on Twitter X tweet. I seen him on there earlier playing around with who's going to make the Cowboys football team at each position. And I thought, you know what? Thank you, Calvin, for a content idea on a day that there's no practice. I have nothing to tell you about. You can still fire in questions at me, but I thought today we'll take our best guess at it. See if we can't figure out who's going to be on this thing a little bit ahead of time. So I got me a little spreadsheet that I think I know how to share. Let's see. Share the screen. Share the screen. Hey, there we go. We want to share this one. Share it. Ba-bam. Look at there. Okay. I'm not fancy. It's just a Google sheet. That's all. Let's get this tables thing out of here. All right. So we got us a sheet. As you can see, I've already put 4 players in. Kicker, punter, special team man, snapper man. That's already done. Hi, Aisha Morrison. Follow her on YouTube or else. Y'all stay tuned. I bet Aisha's got something cooking. Brian says thank you. Nathan says thank you. Welcome. Love you guys. Party at Jeff's pool fund donation from Formula. My guy. Will T. Billy make the team? Well, let's see. We got to build and see. We got to build and see. All right, here we go. Here we go. Dak Prescott's going to make the football team. Cooper Rush is going to make the football team. Trey Lance is going to make the football team. We have 7, right? Learn to type, Jeff. How about that? So that's 7 guys on our football team. Let's just go with the real easies and rip through these. Zeke, I believe Rico's easy, and then we'll come back. Wide receiver, CD, Cooks, Tolbert, Turpin. We'll come back. Tight end, Ferguson, Schoonmaker. We'll come back. That's how this game works. Jeff, am I crazy for thinking Malik Davis could make the team? I don't know if you're crazy. He's been getting a good amount of work especially the last 2 days. He's been mixing in a bunch. Deuce has also been out and not exercising. Offensive line, we're going to have, let's see, Guyton, Tyler, Hoffman, Martin, Steele, BB, and we'll come back. Idoga. Honestly, I could probably do all of this one right now. We'll come back now after that. Idoga's going to make it. I think Awesome Richards is going to make it. Bam, 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 bam. Edge guys, Tank, Micah, Neeland, and we'll come back. This is the fun part. You just smash in all the names that you're absolutely sure about. And then we figured out from there. Hey, Jeff, when will CD show up? Whenever the Cowboys stop being dumb. I'm sorry, that was an insult. You don't want to be mean to people like that. Whenever the Cowboys just go ahead and pay what the market price is and stop pretending that it's going to go some kind of different way. So either this weekend or next week or the next week. I don't know. The good news is that the Cowboys have been good offensively, even without him here, but don't get carried away with that because it's also been a camp without a lot of separation from a lot of guys and Dak making really good reads and good throws. And I don't want to bank on that all the time. Let's get a guy who's badass in here. How about that? Defensive tackle. Sam's IR, right? Do we have to make him? Damn it, roster rules. Do I have to put Sam Williams on the initial 53 and then move him, or is he's already out, right? He's already good. He's done ski. I didn't even put linebackers in here. Whoopsie. Okay. So D tackles, linebackers, cornerbacks, safeties. Okay. Defensive tackle. Mozzie's going to make the team. Osa's going to make the team. Chauncey's going to make the team. Come back. Linebackers. Kendricks is going to make the team. Clark is going to make the team. Overshone is going to make the team. Leofau is going to make the team. Don't let me spell his name wrong, though. Cornerback. Jeff, what can Rico do to start over Zeke? I think Rico will regularly outperform Zeke when it comes to carrying the football. And even if Zeke gets the first carry of the season, they're not going to hold that forever. Rico will end up being the guy that gets the most carries, I believe. But that's just me using common sense, and common sense ain't always common. You know what I'm saying? Is it the hot dog or is it the bun?
No, this is a hot dog bun. I think it's a hot dog, too.
Who could ever know? Cornerbacks. Bland. Diggs. J. Lou. Carson will come back. You would think Scott and or Wright, but we'll come back. Safeties. Malik Hooker. In. Donovan Wilson. In. Marquise Bell. In. Wanye Thomas. In. Now, let's start doing math and figure out who we get to put on the team. 3 quarterbacks, 4 specialists, 7. 2 running backs, 9. 4 receivers, 13, 14, 15. 8 linemen is 23. Plus our edges is 26. Our D tackles, 29. Our linebackers, 33. Corners, 37. Safeties, 41. Okay, we're at 41 guys. We got 12 to play with. Oh, this is going to be easy. You kidding? We got all the room in the world here. So we get down to what's going to happen at running back and wide receiver and tight end first. That's what we're going to do first. There will be more than 2 running backs on the team. Which ones will it be? Time to start guessing. I promise Hunter Lipke's making the team. They're going to use him as some fullback stuff, some move around, kind of semi-tight end stuff. You know the wild card between tight end and running back? And maybe it'll be a practice squad thing, but maybe he'll make the team is Princeton Fant, number 48. He's doing some fullback stuff and some tight end stuff. It's a possible. He's a possible. Fant, second-year guy out of Tennessee. He's a possible. Okay, and did I miss anybody that's an obvious? You guys got to let me know if I missed anybody that's a super obvious. Because I am an ADHD kid, and I will screw things up. Lippy's going to make it. There will be another running back, I believe. Probably Freeman, if I have to guess. And then Deuce maybe on his way to the practice squad. Total. Let's go with Freeman and Lipke. And then Pete and Vaughn maybe to the practice squad, something like that. Wide receiver. We're going to keep at least 5, maybe 6. And this is where it gets tough. Tyron Billy Johnson's had a good camp. I really like Jalen Cropper. Jalen Brooks is obviously a strong candidate. We want to be right? We don't want to be guy I want. We want to be right. So how about Brooks? Tyron Billy Johnson and Jalen Cropper have both made a really good case. Maybe I'm voting with my heart. Maybe I'm voting for one guy with my heart. I'm putting Cropper in. There. That might because they got Turpin can do slot stuff. CD obviously does a lot of slot stuff. If Cropper could be my other kick return guy. So if I go Cropper here and no Vaughn here, Cropper could be my other kick return guy. Maybe that works. Maybe. Jeff Hughes equals counter. Oh, I don't know how to do computer stuff, bro. I appreciate you looking out. I don't know how to do computers. And plus, I like counting. It's my one OCD habit. If I'm driving down the highway and I see a street sign, like if it's exit 42, that's 6 characters, bam. And let's say I'm going, it's Knox Henderson, that's 13. You add that to the 6, you're at 19, bam. And I like to speed limit and whatever it is, that's 12 characters. Now we're at 31. I like to count. I'm a psycho. I'm a psycho. T-Billy. You're right. I could put T. Is it deuces for Deuce? Well, he's banged up right now, and they got so many other running backs, and they need him to be the other kick returner if he's going to make it. And so I could totally see it, but I'm just doing my best guess right now. Time for a recount. 7 and 4 is 11, and 6 is 17, 18, 19, and 8 is 27, and 3 is 30, 33, 37, 41, 45. We have 8 spots remaining. 8 spots remaining. We need more tight ends. Fergan Schoon. I really think Fant's got a chance. And then one of the receivers. I guess Spanford's got a chance too. I'm going to... Let's have fun. I'm going to go Fant. And I'm going to go John Stevens. To me, Stevens versus Hendershot is for one spot. They're both, I think, kind of your receiver, not necessarily guy you want blocking kind of guy. So let's do it that way. And it very well could be Stevens and Hendershot. We're just guessing. All right, we need more edge guys. We only got 3. Who's got a shot here? Oh, I don't have my new guys on this thing. But Muhammad's here and Shaka Tony in addition to my old roster. Where's my new roster? Anybody see my new roster? Huh. Whatever. Okay. It's not going to be Junior Fehoko. I'll tell you that right now. I don't see how he makes the team. Darrell Johnson tries really hard. He's got a little something. I think I'll say Tyrus Wheat versus Muhammad at this point. Ooh, that's a tough one. Wheat or Muhammad? There might be 2. Look, for now, let's put Muhammad, and I might have misspelled that. Don't kill me. Osa and Golston are the 3 techniques. You're going to have another nose on the team. So is it Carl Davis or is it Justin Rogers? To me, that's pretty even at the moment. Let me go with the draft pick just for the moment. See that going either way. We'll go back to O-line because, TJ Bass is probably going to make the team too. We can throw him in now. I think TJ Bass probably makes it, and that might finish off our O-line. Let me see. BB Guyton, maybe Nathan Thomas. Are they going to keep 10 offensive linemen? I guess. Yeah, no Bostic, no Shepley, no Ball, no let's go. That sounds about right. Okay, I could see 10 offensive linemen, I guess. Yeesh, it's a lot. I got to do math again. Sorry. 11, 17, 21, 31, 35, 39, 43, 47, 51. We got 1 spot left. We got 1 spot left. And with the way I have this drawn up, boy, it is going to be a defensive player for sure. It could, they might have to keep 5 wide receivers to keep 2 more defensive players. Because then you could keep like Muhammad and Wheat. They're definitely going to keep another linebacker. It's not going to be 4. Linebacker number 5. It could be Willie Harvey. It could be Buddy Johnson. It could be Damian Wilson. Should we go chalk? Wilson's actually surprised me out here. It's been better than I thought he would be. Let's go with Wilson. So that's 53. No, we got to cut somebody. There's no way they're keeping all these because I'm short a corner. There's no way everybody here's getting kept. Oh, we're probably going to lose Cropper, aren't we? Or one of these tight ends. If you can use Lipke as a tight end, and you could also use Fant as a tight. This is the fun of the 53-man roster. Could we cut CJ Goodwin? Could we just get rid of our specialist? I don't know. They've always kept him. I didn't forget special teams. They're down here at the bottom. Anger, Aubrey, Goodwin, Snapper Man. We got those 4, 7, 11, 17, 21, 31, and 8 is 39, and 5 is 44, and 8 is 52. I got one spot left. They definitely are going to keep another corner, at least one. And that corner's name is Nashawn Wright or Eric Scott. Nashawn Wright or Eric Scott. Nashawn Wright or Eric Scott. Wright's been running higher up the totem pole so far. Let's go like that. I think they could keep Scott too, though. Yeah, I think I'm more confident they keep Eric Scott than I am they keep either Fant or Cropper. Let's get rid of Fant for a second. Thomas is playing some guard. Could you get Thomas to the practice squad? Because our backup guards are BB and Bass. Our backup tackles are Udoga and Awesome Richards. Maybe I could get Thomas to the practice squad and keep another tight end. 7, 11, 17. I forget stuff a lot. 20, 30. Right, there's 10 of those. So 30, 38, and 5. It's 43. And 10, that's 53. That's 53. I'm not confident in the Cropper one. And they could go down to 9 offensive linemen and not keep Thomas. They could keep an extra D tackle. But anyway, that's the fun of the 53-man roster, right? You can see where their decisions are because you put in the guys that you know are going to make it. And then you can see the decision time is, do you keep 10 offensive linemen or do you keep a 4th tight end? Do you keep 6 corners? They're going to keep 6 corners. Do you keep 6 corners or do you keep 8 D linemen total? Is that enough? That's the beauty of the 53-man roster. I don't know. I'm in the ballpark, though. I'm in the ballpark. That I know. Jeff, which current Cowboy vet on offense and defense goes down in the all-time Cowboy conversation, like D-Law and Martin? You could keep McQuamu over Wright or Scott. Izzy's in the mix, too. Oh, I guess you do get the emergency quarterback, right? So the 50, but is that just on game day? He's got to make the team first. So he's got to make it initially. They'll play games with this stuff. Like they'll be able to cut a couple of specialists. That's a different thing. I could just add 2 random names because what they can do is they can not have a specialist make it and then just re-sign them back once they move people to fake injury stuff. So you could probably just throw in 2 extra names that they get to keep. And those names could be Izzy, one of your tight ends, either Fant or Hendershot, an extra edge guy maybe. You can throw 2 extra names into this bad boy that they'll be able to keep because they'll play games with cutting guys and all that sort of stuff. So we'll be able to find a couple extra names. All-time Cowboys, I mean, Martin on offense. Harvey could be one. Only Martin, right? CD could be an all-timer. Could be. If Dak wins the Super Bowl, he immediately becomes an all-timer. Well, I know Snapper Man's name is Trent Sieg, but I don't know if it's an I and then an E or an E and then an I. Let's see. Oh, man, they don't even list him on offense or defense. Hold on. Where are my specialists? S-I-E-G. S-I-E-G. On defense, who could be an all-timer on this thing? Like Tank's an all-time good, but he's not an all-timer like DeMarcus Ware. Parsons obviously could be. Diggs or Bland could be, depending on how the rest of this thing goes. Could be. What about Span Ford? Maybe. That's the tight end. The tight end fight is really interesting because I know that McCarthy likes his tight end room, and they're all just kind of different. And it's which ones do you need? Who's going to play? It's Ferg and Schoon, and then pick your poison. And I'm not that confident that Cropper makes the team. I chose with my heart. That's what I did on that one. So there you go. There's a guess at 53. That's my guess. Lance will be the backup. I think if they had something happen to Dak in week 1 at this point, Cooper Rush is playing. I believe that. I think Cooper Rush is playing. But we're also going to get to see a whole lot of Trey Lance over the next few weeks because Jeff's takes are I don't know and maybe. Yeah, I mean, I could do hot takes and tell you all sorts of stuff, but then I would be lying. And I prefer to just do actual coverage of what's going on. Could Princeton Fant, Brevin Spanford, Hendershot, Stevens, could any one of them make the team? They could. My current feeling is that Ferguson and Schoonmaker are no doubts. Stevens and Hendershot are similar sort of players that could be competing for the same spot. And they could go with Hendershot because it's what they know, or they could go with Stevens because it's more athletic upside and kind of red zone fun. And then Fant and Spanford are both kind of blockers, and Fant's been cross-trained as a fullback, but Lipke's already there doing that job. And so these are the decisions of a 53-man roster. I could just spout out, that's what's going to happen, because that's what they do on TV and stuff. That's trash to me. It's all trash. I prefer to just talk about the team. How do you feel about the team after doing this exercise? I feel pretty good, but I think it makes me realize that we kind of already knew this. D tackle could use some attention. Edge could use some attention. Tight end after Ferg is kind of iffy. And the wide receiver room is fun. Running backs are just very blah. That's okay. That's okay. They'll still be good. I mean, they'll be good because they have a really good quarterback. They have a real life, badass number 1 receiver. If the offensive line is as good or better than they were a year ago, then they could be really good. If they could stop the run, that would be nice. But we'll see. How has Overshown looked? Overshown's looked really good. Udoga cut? I don't think Chuma's going to get cut. There's a hot take. I don't think Chuma's going to get cut. I think maybe Thomas or Bass could get cut. Maybe. Don't see how Pete makes it. At least not based on how they've been using guys so far. No, tear it up in the preseason. That's why, this is just a day they don't have practice. So we're doing this for fun. Watch Zeke get cut out of nowhere. You could. It's check the guaranteed money on it, but you could. And then it could all start to look way different. Good. 19 on D. No, there's more than that. The safeties are over there, right? 10, 15, 19, 23 on D. Still might not be enough. We might have to cut out an offensive lineman and a receiver, something like that, and then pop in another edge guy and another safety, give or take. Is this our worst running back room in a while, Jeff? Yes, of course. Yes. But I do think Rico's good, man. I think Rico's good. Okay, I'll do a hot take for you. Rico cut. No chance. They cannot be dumb enough to cut their best running back. He's their best running back. Rico can play, man. Rico just needs to be healthy. Rico can play. Rest of these dudes, fairly generic. Rico can play. All right, there's a party. How much is a drink at the Rudder Room? Not expensive, like $4 a beer, something like that. Something like that. Have your cash ready. So that's a 53-man roster, give or take. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Except for anybody who's negative. That we don't like. I don't like anybody who's negative. What if we just had fun? What if we just, talked about the football team, hung out, had a good time, didn't pretend to know more than we do, didn't just fire off piping hot, stupid-ass opinions? What if we just hung out and had a good time and talked about the football team and told you what we're seeing and what might happen, what could happen, what we think will happen, all those different things? What about that? What if we just did it that way? What about if we just talk about hot dogs and buns?
This is a hot dog bun. I think it's a hot dog, too.
All right. Everybody have a good day. I love you. Remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through. Be cool to everyone. I love you. Be easy.